Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler from Melda Production. Recently, version 15 has been released, and now there's all sorts of new features. But one I want to show you is in MCabinet. So if you look here, we have MCabinet. MCabinet now has devices, just like some of the other devices, such as in M Sound Factory or MXXX. Now, you can use these to easily get different sounds for guitar or maybe even bass, etc. What we have here is we have one device here called Tengu, and I've turned the gain down so you can adjust the volume here fairly easily. The pitch, you're probably wondering what that does, and that's just going to shift the IR up or down, like in semitones. It seems a little bit strange, but you'll get it. Smoothing will make the IR, or I guess say like a EQ profile smoother, so that way you can flatten it out, or actually you can take out some of the notches or resonances if you want. And flatten, that will make it either flatter if you turn it up, or if you turn it down, it'll actually make it even more curved, so you can get almost like a radio sound. But you're probably wondering, like, I don't want to hear all this. Let's actually play something. So you turn on this amp, and let's hear it. Okay, so as you heard, it sounds like just a guitar cabinet. If you look here, you see this pad. We can move this around, and each one of these quadrants here will have a different sound, like this. Not only does each have a different sound, but you can actually blend these together however you like to create your own interesting sounds. But now let's look at the tone. So if you think perhaps this is a little bit too dark, by adjusting the tone control, you can control that and make it as dark or as bright as you like. Let's look here at the character now. This one is going to change the resonances. By default, it's at 85%, but if we turn it up to 100%, you'll hear it a little bit more, and then we can change them using the A, B, C, etc., like this. So we have that, and of course, if you don't like it at 100%, that might be too much. You can leave it at 85, or you can move it down even lower. Under it, we have this, which now is at none, but you can make it scooped, mids, dark, or bright. And let's listen to that. So you can hear there's all sorts of things we can do with that. Let's actually move to a different sound. Let's look at another one. I'll move up here. Maybe Midwestern. Sounds like a good one. Let's look at something clean. We have another one here, and this one is made for clean sounds, but of course you could use it for anything. Experiment yourself. We have the same setup here. I recommend with all of these, go through and set it however you like and adjust the tone. But one more thing I'll show you with these are the room. This will give us a sound almost like a reverb. So let me turn this on. This is off, actually. It gives us more of a room tone. Now we can turn this up. And also we have this bass treble control, so we can turn up the treble like this, or we can turn it down. Adjust that however you see fit, and the same thing with the width. So if we want this to be mono, we can turn it down like this. or we can make it even wider. And this is great. Also, don't forget about these high cut and low cut controls that are on each of them. So if you think this is a little bit too bassy, set that wherever you like, and the same thing with the low cut. That's great, but don't forget there's a few other ones in here. Most of these, I have a few extra ones, secret ones just for me, but there's a few here you can test and find the one that works best for you. But here's one that's a little bit special. So we have this called Acoustic Resonance. Turn it up a little bit, and this is just to simulate an acoustic guitar. So I turned off the amp, and this is just my guitar going through there raw. And of course, you have the 4 you can choose from here. Actually, for this, let me change my pickup position. Sounding a little bit better for me, but choose whichever one you like. And there we can do the same thing with the tone controls or mess with the character here if we wanted to. Adding some room sound I think sounds good with this. So we even have some special ones. If you're wondering like, what are all of these? Which ones work best for which thing? If you look up here, we can actually narrow these down. So I have one for guitar, and let's say I don't want acoustic, blues. Let's try, actually not creative. I want in guitar, and turn some of these off. Let's try rock. These are good for rock, pop, funk and soul, etc. So you can do that, and you can find the ones that work best for you. I'll show you a few other features. So let's actually go inside here. If we look in here, this is where you can control the bass and the treble. So I had it here on the easy screen, but of course you can go in here and mess with all this manually if you want to. You see it's moving the resonances up and down. And the same thing you can do with the treble here. Great feature. The other features, if you look in the cabinet here, I think maybe I showed you this before, where you can actually mix different ones together. And that's what it's doing with the XY pad. But if we go into the profile mixer here, you see you have 16 different profiles you can use. And one useful thing you can do here is now it has this button. These next to each of the different profiles let you easily load whatever profile you want, like this. Click OK, and it loads it in there. I guess for profile 1. Now, let's say you didn't want to do that and you think, I just want to do drag and drop. All you have to do is, let's say we're on profile 2, open whatever folder you have, and I'll just take this and just drag and drop it directly on this profile screen, and it puts it in there. So this saves you lots of time. If, let's say you want to audition lots of IRs, just go and select whatever profile you want and drag and drop it in there. And you can do all sorts of things. If you want to edit this, you can, of course, use all of the EQs and the resonators, as I showed you before in previous video, and you can easily just click the IR button here, or you can click Export IR here. You can export in mono or in stereo, so whatever one you want to do is fine. Hopefully this gives you an idea of all the new things in MCabinet. If you have any questions about it, leave them down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.